Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Double header for you tonight because we've had transfer news once again. Stay tuned for the NFTV Extra because I'll be wrapping up from Monday all of the under-23 movements, and we're talking a couple about them today, and obviously Dan Barlaser. But just a few days ago, Lewis Cass got his loan move. Lewis is obviously a North Shields lad who's been in and around the under-23s for quite a while now. Can play in several positions across the back, from right back, centre back, even fills in at left back occasionally. So I think now is the time, it's the right decision to get him out on loan because he's been amongst, as I say, the under-23s for a couple of years now, and he'll go down to the National League. It's a good league for him, gets first team experience for him. I think it's a fantastic move for him. And of course the other one, which was Elias Sorensen today, has went to the Dutch second division side, if I've said that right. Brandon, who's obviously the crazy Dutch man amongst our ranks on Newcastle Fans TV, knows more about the club. It's Almere City or something like that it's called, but asked him about the standard of the Dutch division. He said it's very poor, except from the big four clubs that you get in the top division of the Eredivisie. However, with Sorensen's obviously had two disappointing loan spells out at Blackpool, which was the first one, of course, Carlisle. The Carlisle one, he was obviously recalled by Newcastle because he was only being a bit part player, which was disappointing because the lad scores plenty of goals in the under-23 level, but you've got to go out in the first team and start competing against men's team. Although it's not probably, I'm a little bit surprised by the standard of football because it's probably the equivalent of maybe National League, maybe National League North, that kind of level, the second Dutch division. Maybe I'm being the second Dutch division, I'm giving a bit of injustice, but look, I think it's a good thing because if he stays with the under-23s, we know that Yannick Touré is effectively the first choice with the under-23s, and Sorensen going out first team football and hopefully bangs in 15-20 goals because then he'll come back. I think it's only a good thing that both of them, Cass and Sorensen, get out on loan, because the under-23 football is all about development. It's not, it's competitive to one sense, but it's not. You're not playing for 3 points really when you're in the youth development. You're playing for yourself. But of course the big one is Dan Barlaser. Now, Dan obviously replied to us on Twitter early on today in the inbox. There is a bit of sentimental value with it because with Dan being in the same class as my brother in school, wanted him to do so well in Newcastle. I am a little bit disappointed that he's not staying. I cannot lie to you with that. I wanted him to be in the 25-man squad. We're very workmanlike in centre midfield. Really, there's only John Joe Shelvey who's proper creative for me. And as we know, Shelvey's been discussed on the channel this week. He's very, very much hit and miss in terms of creativity with. Is he going to let me out? He is. In terms of Newcastle, I mean, how many times would you say Shelvey turns up every game? Probably 1 in every 3 or 4. And you take Shelvey out of the equation, you've only really Hayden's the defensive midfielder. Hendrick and the two Longstaffs for me are very workmanlike box-to-box midfielder. Obviously Matty's probably a lot more tenacious than the other two, but for me I thought Barlaser would be a great replacement for even someone off the bench because he's got fantastic touch, brilliant technique, can ping a ball, set pieces. Probably should chip in with a lot more goals, yes, but I think it's a shame. It is probably, looking at it on hindsight, it is probably the right decision to make the deal permanent because another loan spell. Although the Championship is a fantastic level, and I do genuinely believe in the next 5 years Dan Barlaser will be playing Premier League football. I think his game will come on, and now he's playing Championship level. But I wish him well. Wished he could have stayed and progressed, but obviously Steve Bruce has made that pretty clear once Jacob Murphy was staying at the club that it was Dan Barlaser that was going to be heading out. And look at the Newcastle squad currently, you would probably say it's almost settled now. We know Rodrigo Vilca looks like he's heading in, but I don't think he's going to be part of the first team. I think he's going to be with the under-23s, so he's not going to fill up any roles in the 25-man squad. I think obviously Steve Bruce has said today regarding transfers, obviously with the deadline coming up very closely now, that maybe one player might come in on loan, and that'll probably have to see probably one leave, maybe even DeAndre Yedlin. We know that Lazar, Save, Aarons, whether they find a club or not, they're not going to be part of the first team. But it's interesting, the next few days to shape it up. As I've touched upon on NFTV Extra, I'll be doing a recap of all the under 23s and loan report, how they're getting on. And of course we'll do a video, no doubt, about deadline day, whether we're active or not. But our main focus switches to Burnley. If you haven't seen the video with Johnny and Sam earlier on, go back, check that out. We'll discuss everything about the game that's coming up. But yeah, it should be a few busy days. We've got plenty of content over international football, talking about mental health, a channel update. We've got pool events, start events for the second channel on NFTV Extra. You've got my Edinburgh vlogs, which are going to be out over this weekend on NFTV Extra, so do stay tuned for that. Right, ta-da everyone, watch what it's a day and have a good weekend. Bye bye.